All right, Mixtape Show. We are back here at the Christmas in July event hosted by A.D.D Show with Roby. And right now we got a special guest in the building. He just tore the stage down. He said, fuck Toys R Us, man. Go on and tell the people who you is.
Well, they call me ATG all time, the G. Or ATG for short.
All time the G. And what kind of stage name like that? How'd you come up with something like that?
Well, my original stage name was ATG Alexander the Great. But you remember when that movie Alexander came out about Alexander the Great, and it showed all the stuff he did? And I didn't want to be no rapper associated with the kind of stuff that he did, you know, trying to be politically correct and shit. So I changed it to ATG all time the G. But I went by all time for a few years, and you know how that go.
So let's talk about your music, man. Like I said, I heard the tail end of your performance there, man, and you got a nice little energy up there on stage, bro. And I don't want to box you in, but if you were, for the average listener, if you would compare yourself to somebody out there, who would you say you sound like?
Okay, well, as far as like the newer artists that's out, I'll say if you like to listen to Kendrick or J. Cole, Big Sean, or somebody like that, then you probably like my music.
Okay, dope. Well, we could talk then.
But I could go all the way back to NWA and Ice Cube if you want to.
So music with a message for the most part.
Yep.
All right. So we know who you came up listening to, but what made you want to do this and jump into this game?
You know, when I wrote my first rap, it was for a homework assignment in 8th grade because I forgot my homework for creative writing. And I wrote some little rhyme, like I hurried up and wrote that shit, and the class liked it. And I fucked around in high school, freestyle in the hallways and stuff. And then probably a couple of years after high school, I hooked up with some homeboys I went to school with. And we built a studio and started from there. And since then, I done broke off and went solo and started doing it on my own.
All right. So you got any projects out there that people can take in and listen to?
Oh, yeah. I got a few mixtapes out there on Dat Piff and AudioMac, Hulkshare, and a couple of other websites. I got an album about to drop, Population Control. That one's going to be dropping on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Bandcamp, and all that. Hopefully sometime in August.
Population Control. So
Population Control.
So a title like that, man, sounds like you got some stuff on your mind.
Oh yeah, I got some shit. Oh yeah, I got some shit for the people. Some shit they need to hear, some shit they don't want to hear, but they need to hear.
They gotta be heard.
got some shit they can jam to, some they can bop their head to, some they can smoke to, something they can fuck to, just whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do, man. What about production-wise? Who are some of the producers on this joint?
Well, I produced probably about half the joints on there. I got a couple of producers, outside producers, to help me. The main one is his name, Rob Jones. He's down in Austin right now. I went to high school with him. Shout out to Rob Jones. If you ever need any beats, holler at him.
Rob Jones.
But I also produce for myself, too.
Okay, dope. So how's that as an artist when you produce your own track? Like if you're producing the beat for another artist and it's too cold, do you say, nah, I'm going to keep that one for myself?
Yep. That's why I'm like an artist first and the producer second, because I done made a couple of cold ass beats for somebody, and I was like, you know what, this shit on my album. I don't know how Kanye do it though.
Well, Kanye don't do all of it. He just say he do. You know, he can't. Ain't nobody got that much talent.
Right.
Dope, man. So we say August will probably be a release date for that project, hopefully.
Yeah, it was supposed to be June, but when you got 2 kids and a job, you know how that shit goes.
Bro, I got a 3-year-old, a stepson, and
a wife.
So
yeah,
that
3-year-old.
I get it.
Yeah, my son 5 and my daughter almost 2, so I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. I'm checking the phone now, see if I got to go home soon, you know? Dope, man. So how many, you got any, as far as the new project, how many tracks you got finalized do you have a number in mind? How many tracks you want to have?
I ain't doing no 24-track album because this ain't the No Limit days no more. You know, back when artists used to put a whole 25 tracks to the CD. I know artists still do that, but I'm trying to cut back to, you know, back when vinyl was big and albums was always like 7 and 9 tracks. So it could fit on one piece of vinyl or one tape or whatever, you know, whatever the hell. But, you know, once CDs came out, they start pushing it to like 18, 19, 28 tracks, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do like Kanye, Nas, and everybody else, and I'm gonna just cut it down to like 7, 8 tracks.
7, 8 tracks. That's
Yeah,
dope.
an album you can listen to driving from Dallas to Fort Worth. You know, like a little 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it's like an ADD world, so you got to go ahead and get those 6 to 9 tracks in there and get out of there.
Yeah, that's true. And why drop one album that's 25 tracks? You could drop 3 albums that's like 8 tracks a piece or whatnot. But you know, niggas don't think like that.
Exactly.
That's how they did it back in the day.
So if we got any listeners or artists out there, man, who may want to collaborate, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Well, on Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, and all that, my handle is the same. It's at ALLTYM. Wait, hold up. I fucked up.
Try that over. Start over. Rewind.
All right. The @ whatever the hell it's called. ATG ALLTYMEDAG. And that's on all social media, ATG, all time the G. Yeah, I spell time wrong, but you know, that's how big timers and Moore's Day and the time and shit spelled it. So I'm just keeping it old school like that.
That's how we do. That's how we do in the urban culture.
Yup.
All right, man. Well, I
We
appreciate
spell
you.
shit wrong to look cool.
Exactly, man. Well, I appreciate you joining me, man. And after we get off here, I'm going to give you my card and submit some of those joints to me so we can play it on the show.
Oh, yeah. I'll send you some tracks.
Definitely, man. All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mixtape Show. We still live here at the A.D.D. Christmas in July show. We'll be right back.